All right, guys, welcome back to another video on MMAUnhinged. Today we're joined by PFL lightweight Clay Collard. How's it going, Clay?
It's going great, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to be joined by you. You're fighting in the PFL playoffs at PFL 7 against, this one might be a little bit hard, Raush Manfio. If I don't know whether I pronounced that correct, but it's probably the best I'm going to get.
Yeah, man. Raush, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you say it, but I guess that's the guy. He just got a split decision win over Anthony Pettis. Looked real good in the third round. Pretty tough cat, so they say.
Oh yeah, I've got some questions about that, but before we get to all the PFL stuff, I want to talk to you. You had a stint in boxing. You fought some prospects over there. You had a lot of success as well. And when you had that stint in boxing, then you came back to MMA. And when you fought Pettis, did you feel like your hands just leveled up significantly with that boxing experience?
I mean, it definitely helped. A lot of fighters weren't even active for that entire year with the pandemic and, the virus and everybody freaking out and all that. So, I fought 6-7 times, so, that helped fighting a lot. Boxing helped my mixed martial arts game for sure. So, but yeah, we a lot of hard work. We've been working at this for a long time, so that's what I brought in with me. It wasn't just the boxing.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, you fought 7 times, so you was one of the lucky ones. Not many fighters even fought throughout the whole pandemic. So you got in 7 fights, so you're probably over the moon about that. But while we're on the topic of boxing, for now you are signed with PFL, but I also saw in your Instagram bio that you have Top Ranked in there as well. After PFL season, are you going to go back to boxing, or is that finished?
Man, I don't know. I got options, you know what I'm saying? I very well could come back to boxing if the right fights, happen. If not, then I might stick around with the PFL for a few years. I might jump on a plane and try to fight in overseas. I might come fight in London. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the future holds. I'm just happy to be where I'm at. Happy to be fighting for the PFL, and I'm happy to have all the opportunities that have happened. So we working.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, you are with the PFL, and when the fighters, sign for the PFL, the main attraction before they make that the signature on the dotted line is that $1 million if you do win the tournament. Was that for you as well in this case? Was the $1 million the main attraction, the main prize that you wanted to get?
I mean, I want the belt. Yeah, it comes with $1 million too, but I mean, who doesn't want $1 million? Is that the only reason I signed with PFL? No. I like the tournament style. I like that I have fights all year round. I like all the people involved, as far as like the president and the owners and co-owners and everybody who's involved with PFL. It's a great organization. So yeah, it's great place to be, man.
Yeah, you fought some incredible fighters and beat some fantastic ones in your MMA career and your boxing career. But while we're talking about MMA, the win over Pettis, the way I'm looking at it, that would you agree with me on this? Was that the best win of your MMA career?
I mean, at the time, as on paper and everything, yeah, that's the obviously that's the biggest win of my career. You know, ex-UFC champion, ex-Strike Force champion, I do believe.
Yeah. WC.
You know, he's knocked people out right and left. I mean, he knocked out Wonder Boy up at 170. You know, he's a legend in the sport, you know. So obviously that's gonna be a big win, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, in this year's tournament, you've gone 2-0. You beat Pettis, and then you beat Lotterback. Headed into this tournament at the start, surely this would have been the ideal situation.
Yeah, we got the playoff spot. It don't matter if I'm ranked number 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm one of those 4 dudes, and I'm the dude you gotta watch out for. So yeah, we got Raush coming up.
Your
April
pronunciation
13th.
is much better than mine. I would have said Roosh or something like that. But you beat Pettis and then you beat Lutterback. How would you rate your own performances? Obviously, when the Pettis performance was happening, everyone was going wild on Twitter because it was Pettis' debut, and not a lot of people counted you in that fight. And your boxing, honestly, your boxing never looked better, and it was incredible. So, how would you rate your performance against Pettis and Lutterback?
Man, they're both different fights and different fighters, you know. Pettis is a striker. I'm a striker. If you want to strike with me, that's not what you want to do, you know. So striking is exciting, you know, at least to most people, you know, especially all the average people that don't really understand a whole lot of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Striking is exciting, you know. So it was an exciting fight, you know. A lot of people were going crazy because Anthony Pettis has a big following, right? So there's a lot of talk. He generates a lot of talk if he fights, you know, no matter what. So yeah, Pettis was good. Luderbach, dude had like 50 fights or something, like 34 fights or something. He had like just a tremendous, that dude's been fighting everybody, you know. That's a lot of fights. He was big. He wrestled. He tried to wrestle me more. So you know, he's taking me out of my element a little bit. I had to adapt and overcome and, you know, play his game a little bit. So I can't really rate my performance, you know. We got the win, we moved on. We got the win, we moved on. The end game for me, man, is winning that belt and carrying it around for a couple years, because I think it'll look good sitting on my shoulder, you know, in pictures and whatnot. So that's the end game. All these fights are great, and yeah, good performances, and you know, there's a lot that comes into play with the different opponents and everything, but I don't care about none of that, man. I'm focused on that end game, and that's taking my pictures with that PFL championship, you know.
And that big $1 million check in front of you.
Yeah, that too.
Well, your next assignment is, as you mentioned, Raush Manfio. He last fought Pettis as well. His last fight was against Pettis, knocked him out of the tournament in a performance where a lot of people thought, you know, Pettis could have, you know, earned the nod that night. But how would you look at Manfio's last performance? And do you believe he earned the nod that night?
Oh man, and I have a fighter's brain, so he dominated that third round, you know. If the fight goes 2 more rounds, we got a championship fight, and you're getting beat up that bad, like it's rare you're gonna like it. Those rare moments where the guy throws the hook and out of nowhere and comes back and knocks him out, that's pretty rare. So he was getting beat up that third round, pretty bad. So he did well in the first and second, but nothing really happened until that third round. You know, it was back and forth, tit for tat, little things here and there. But that third round was obvious, you know. So I think he did win. He looked good, you know. Came out strong that third round. So it's exciting, you know. I have a game opponent, man, and I'm ready to bring it, man. And I'm ready to be entertaining when I do it, you know. For sure.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, he's a game opponent. He's a very tough one as well. His fights either tend to go to decision or he finishes in by TKO or KO. He has no submissions on his record. So when you look at that, do you feel like this fight is going to take place on the feet?
I've said this before. I don't know if I've told you or in other interviews, but yeah, it's gonna start as a striking battle. You know, I think he is gonna try to play tit for tat, you know, with me for a little while, and then once I start beating him up, I think he's going to quickly realize that he's gonna have to try to do something else.
So you're expecting him to shoot for the legs?
Eventually, they all do, brother. Eventually, they'll. Once I start piece them up a little bit, smack them with a couple hooks, you know, kick the crap out of their leg, you know. Eventually, they all shoot, man.
Yeah, without giving away too much, is there any areas that you've seen in Manfio's game that you'd like to exploit in April 13th? April, August.
I mean, yeah, there's 1,000 flaws. Everybody has 1,000 flaws, man. It's game time for me. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna fight my fight. Do what I do. You know, I'm fighting him like he's a world champion because that's what this fight is. You know, it's for the world championship. So, he's in my opinion, he don't have no flaws. But I'm still gonna figure him out, and I'm still gonna break him down. And I'm still gonna get the win. So, yeah, we working, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, $1 million is a lot of money if you do win the tournament. But how would you spend that?
Man, I would buy the. I'm just gonna get a little piece of land from my dog, man. So my dog has a place to hang out.
That's so cool. That's probably one of the first, you know, different answers that I've heard from a fighter. Buying some land for his dog. That's just let him roam about and run about. I like that. That's a different what I've heard. A lot of people say they would invest it or, you know, make their family secure and stuff like that. But that's different.
Yeah, I got to take care of my dude, bro. He's pretty cool. So,
if you don't mind me asking, what type of dog do you have?
He's a German Shepherd.
Yeah, it's a German Shepherd. You know, they're not small, so they need that big land then.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, last few questions before I let you go. Some fun ones. If you had to win a world title in MMA or boxing, which sport would you choose?
Mixed martial arts.
Yeah, all right, cool. If you had to fight Canelo Alvarez or Khabib, which one are you choosing?
Canelo Alvarez or Khabib? I get to pick who I get to fight?
Yeah.
I'll fight them both at the same time.
Well, thank you so much, Clay. It's been a pleasure.
How about this? I'll box Khabib and I'll wrestle Eddie Alvarez. Yeah.
Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, Canelo. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll
Yeah.
box Khabib and I'll wrestle Canelo.
Are you sure you don't want to wrestle Khabib?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I mean, that does seem like fun, doesn't
I'll
it?
wrestle him, dude. I ain't scared, dude. You think I don't train every day of my life learning how to choke people, not to be scared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll wrestle either Canelo or Khabib, man. You think I care? And he better watch out because I'll snatch him up if he ain't careful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just don't do what Conor did and jump on the back and jump for that guillotine.
Conor McGregor's a dipshit, dude. He don't know how to wrestle. He's never wrestled.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the topic of that, what are your thoughts on what transpired on the weekend?
I think he needs some milk. You gotta get that. You gotta get that guy some milk. That's what I think.
Is that all?
That's all, man.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. You're an absolute laugh, and I wish you the best on it on August 13th at PFL 7 against Raush Manfio. It's going to be an incredible fight. You're one win away from the finals. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you come back safe to your family.
All right, cool. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.